Hello there. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to all of you who are tuned in. Thank you for coming back, or coming for the first time to Janine Between the Lines, Literature and Lifestyle for Leisure. This is my first time ever incorporating video to the podcast. I've been kind of sitting in front of a microphone and behind the screen since I started my podcast about 4 years ago. So, needless to say, this is odd. I've been watching YouTube for years, and now I see the obsession with looking at the viewfinder, and part of me is like, maybe I should flip that little screen back. But I am so excited to be here. If it's your first time tuning in, thank you so much for tuning in. If you are back, if you have been a long time listener, thank you for sticking around. I know it's been such can I call it erratic? It's kind of inconsistent, but I've been consistent in the sense that I haven't recorded anything for this in years. And I felt like a reintroduction, a get to know each other, a redo of what the podcast is and what it's going to become is warranted. So I feel like every couple of years, so ever since I started the podcast, my original intent was to be a podcast where my friends and I, still a book lover, that hasn't changed, where I could talk about the books that I love, the books that I was reading, but also incorporate a little bit of the lifestyle portion where I could talk about my life. And I was travel nursing at the time, and I was really almost using it as a way to talk to my friends and give little life updates while I was on the road and not in Florida anymore. And it really became, and it is still, something that I truly love. I have such fond memories of all of the episodes that I've recorded regarding books, but that has long gone. 4 years and change has passed. I have terrible memory. I probably started the podcast so much later than that. And I think it's just time. I missed you all so much. I've been still pretty active on the Bookstagram that I have at Janine Between the Lines, but I was pretty much solely doing reviews, and it was a lot easier for me to transition my content just focused on the books that I was reading. And I think I unknowingly backed myself into a corner there, and I want to re-expand what it's all about, because I started this podcast, Literature and Lifestyle for Leisure. I'm like, I got to lean into the stuff that I actually still want to talk about. And, I was so hesitant. I'm about this angle, about everything, but we'll kind of contour as we go. And if you guys like it. And I just wanted to start the first episode, the first video with why I've been gone, what's been going on, and what's to come. There's no real reason why I've been gone. I think everyone kind of uses the excuse of life, but I did have a lot of life going on. I wasn't planning on revamping or restarting the podcast until after our wedding. So Teddy and I are getting married in May this year, at the end of May. And I really didn't have anything else on my mind except for that. And I was focusing a lot of my attention on that big event, but also the past 2 years has been an extremely transitional, life-changing 2 years where I kind of shifted my mindset on a lot of things. A lot of health stuff happened, as you know. My dogs are here. I have 2 dogs. Their dog bed is here, and that's a change. I'm letting them upstairs while I record. And I've met a lot of people so far that have kind of motivated me and reignited my desire to bring this back in a surefire, consistent way. And I just need to do what makes me happy. And when I think of YouTube and how I consume YouTube and what I want from a podcast, like I'm a true millennial YouTuber. I grew up watching, I was in the Michelle Phan makeup era, Promise Fun, but also It's Judy's Life vlogs. And for me, YouTube is still a comfort where when I'm going about my day to day, I either pop on a video and passively listen to something that comforts me while I'm doing chores, while I'm reading, anything like that. And I think I want that for myself. And to do that, I had to bring the video in. You know, I'm still going to be uploading on Spotify. So if you're like the kind of person who just likes to prop their phone somewhere and still listen the way that you used to, go off. I appreciate all of you guys that have given me any type of love on Spotify. And it has been, I miss seeing those like metrics of where you guys are listening from. And, but you know, I'm going to have a new avenue, which is YouTube, because I find myself, and Teddy too, he is a person who likes to put a podcast on our TV and then go about his day that way. So I think it's kind of nice if you like wanted to like watch at the same time. That's an option. So what is to come with this channel, this podcast? I'm going to talk about it a lot more probably in the next video, but a huge part of my life and my wellness era and my change and everything like that has been leaning into a lot of my physical and mental health. And a lot of that, this is my idea. Okay, work with me here. I have become a journaling fanatic. Okay. All right. Like all things journaling. I'm looking at my 4, almost 5 open journals right now. And I thought that this could be a good outlet to do some journaling together. So this in my head, every Sunday or every other Sunday, I'm going to be posting a journal with me video, which is literally just going to be you and me setting the camera down, writing away with my pens, with my journal. I've got a few different ones here and there. And I just want to spend time, you know? I just want to. I am so sorry. I don't know why I let the dogs in here. But if you hear they're scrambling, Jesus Christ, I hope it's not as bad or it's picking up on the mic as much as I think it is. It's probably not. If it is, I sincerely apologize. But my idea is that I want to delve into something on this channel that's low pressure, low stakes, something cozy that you can pop on for something you're doing day to day. And I just feel like this is the place to do it. So every Sunday is going to be like a different topic. Each topic being, you know, 1 week could be life things. 1 week could be talking about whatever's coming up on my moments journal that I'll be using that I use very regularly for my journal prompts that I do every morning or every afternoon. And then 1 episode a week will definitely be about all things book related, because books are still the love of my life. My book club is an extension of my life at Lone Pine Book Club, if you're not following already. And, you know, occasionally I thought it would be fun to do the occasional live where we can literally just sit and journal together and have the occasional guest on. So that's kind of the vibe. I feel like XO, I'm about to complain about the lighting, but yeah, that's kind of what's going on, guys. The podcast is back. Recording is back. TBD on whether or not Memory Lane morning show is going to be a thing. It's been up in the air for a while, but This is going to go mostly unedited too, just because, again, I think the reason why I stopped recording was I was putting too much pressure on myself and like to put out things on a timeline, and editing takes the longest part. So I'm really leaning into like the low stakes, how I don't want to be spending time doing things that. Is this considered a fail if you hear my dogs? I feel like that's just real life. But anyways, yeah, so it might be a rough first episode. Wanted to come back, let you know what the dealio was. And yeah, if you have any questions, comments, if there's anything you'd like to see, any books that you'd like me to read, review, anything like that. But there's a lot of like journaling content coming up. I'm always going to be listing what I'm using, what I'm writing with, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, I've missed you guys so much. I'm really happy to be back. Please stay tuned. Follow me on Instagram. I am still doing a lot of content there, but also, subscribe here on YouTube and keep an eye out for at least every other Sunday for a video where we can just sit and chill and journal, and you can listen to my voice and just have me in the background while I yip yap about things that I used to usually yip yap about. So thank you so much for coming. I'm so excited to be back. Again, like, share, all the things. It's definitely a new era of Janine Between the Lines. I'm turning 30 this year. Things are in the works. So I love you all. I'm going to have to think of like a sign off. That's so weird. Okay. I love you. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.